It's doing the podcast. I'm just waiting for it to go live. Okay, any moment now, and we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the Baydzone podcast show. Now, I'm going to talk to you all a bit about a few things. Not just, it's mainly going to be about this. It's mainly going to be about this whole "he will not divide us" thing. It's very interesting, and it's rather intriguing because I have never fucking seen anything like this, for a while. Like anyone that's going to come out and do a protest like this, it's very interesting because you don't see it a whole lot. You don't see like a celebrity saying, "Hey, you know what? We're going to run a 4-year long." Yep, you heard me right. 4-year long live stream, and it's a protest against Donald Trump. Basically saying, like, anyone that's going to come out and do a protest like this, it's really, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think, honestly. Like, are they gonna? They're probably. I think Donald, because he's the president now. He's going to be like, you know what, I'm not standing for this. This is not going to happen in my country, and he's going to shut it down. That's what I believe what's going to happen. Sorry guys, I'm having a drink. I believe he's going to shut it down. I don't think he's going to stand for it. He's going to be like, you know what, this isn't happening, not in my country. And just like everything else, he's going to want to have things the way that he wants to have them. Because it's not like Donald's just going to be, yeah, sure, let them protest for 4 years long and let them have this camera rolling for 4 years in this live stream while people walk by in my country and say into this camera, "He will not divide us," and repeat it over and over again for 4 years. Donald Trump is going to be like, nah, fuck that shit. That's what he's going to be like. He does not want that happening in his country. Even though it's not just his country, it's the whole world's country. To Donald, he's the president, and he's that full. He's that up himself, I think, that he would probably be like, you know what, I've got to end this. This is my country. I own this country. I think that's going to be what it's down to, guys. Like, he's going to think, this is disrespect to me. I'm the president. Who the fuck do they think they are? I'm just putting this on social media as well, guys, while I'm talking. Give me a second. I'll be with you in a moment. I'm just posting this on Twitter and Facebook so people can catch this while it's live. So yeah, this is very interesting, guys, because I think Donald's going to be saying, you know what, no, I don't want this happening in my country and shit, and he's gonna probably get like authorities to like go check out this camera and be like, you know what, we gotta take this down and all that sort of stuff. And he's gonna want to do that, but who knows what's gonna happen? Because will people be outraged by him doing that? Because I know he gets a lot of hate, but we got to remember he is the president, so he has a lot of power. He's probably going to get this camera taken down. And like, I watched a bit of the live stream yesterday. It was so weird just to be watching these people while they're just casually in the street in America, and they're just standing there. Like, some people were doing random things. People don't even have to be like, hey, you know what, he will not divide us. They don't have to say that. They could just walk up to the camera and say he will divide us. They can say whatever the fuck they like because it's there for 4 years. And it's not like Shia LaBeouf and Jaden Smith is going to be able to monitor that camera for 4 years. Like, it doesn't matter. What if there are Trump supporters that are pissed off and they're going to be like, you know what, fuck this. They're not going to disrespect our leader and they're going to take down the camera. They could do that. They could very well do that. You know, I imagine that there's going to be a war. Like, there could be a day where there's a whole bunch of, like, protesters against Trump. They're saying he will not divide us, and then I could imagine a big melee of Trump supporters coming in. Like, you can get fucked, and just, like, a big melee breaks out. Like, I really think that could happen. Because the country of America and this world itself is filled, it's absolutely filled with conflict. And not just conflict, guys, it's filled with violence. You know, like conflict of... I'm not just talking about physical conflict, I'm talking about fucking emotional, I'm talking about verbal, I'm talking about the whole lot, man. This world is filled with it, man. Absolutely filled with the shit. And I think that that's what this whole thing is going to bring. It's going to bring about conflict, it's going to bring about crazy shit. It's going to bring about a whole bunch of fucking madness, man. You watch. There is a whole lot of shit with this world, and, you know, because Trump has got a lot of hate. A lot of people are saying, hey, you know what, you fucking blah, 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 blah. But, you know, all I know is what I've heard. I know he wants to build a wall so he can keep the Mexicans out. That's racist. To me, like, why are you trying to block off the Mexicans and trying to get the Mexicans out of America? Because, you know, there are Mexicans that live in America right now. How is it for them? You know, it's sad, really, hearing a man say, you know what, we're going to build a wall and shut out all these people. Like, here, oh man, he kind of reminds me a bit of a modern day Hitler. You know, like, Hitler, he didn't like the Jews, and, you know, like with Trump, of course, he's not going out setting fire to people, and he's not saying, you know what, hey, blah, 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 I'm gonna fucking set Mexicans on fire. Like, he's not saying that, but he's saying, I want to keep them out of my country, and we're gonna make America great again. Like, how is America great, again, so to speak, if you're, you know, dividing this world, and you're putting up barriers and stuff, and you're causing a bit of a divide? You know, and, like, I can see what Shia LaBeouf and Jaden Smith are trying to do here with He Will Not Divide Us, because they're basically saying he will not divide us. He's not going to divide the world. He's not going to divide us. We're going to stand against it, and we're going to protest against it. I can see that's what they're trying to do. And I support that, you know. The world shouldn't be divided. This world, everybody should be sticking together. They shouldn't be divided. They shouldn't be, man. Like, this world needs people to be on the same side. We can't have a division going on in this world where we have, you know, Mexicans hating Americans and, you know, like Australians not getting on with New Zealanders or whatever, you know. Because if we start living in that type of world, you know, what world are we living in then? We're just living in a world filled with conflict, man. And it's already so bad as it is. It's already so bad. Like, the hate and the anger and the fucking problems that happen in this world are too common. So I can understand where Jaden and Shia are coming from, where they're doing this live stream, but at the same time I can understand the problems that this is going to bring, because you're going to have a lot of Trump supporters that are going to be, They're not going to be happy about it because it's a protest against Trump, for one. And also, not just that, you know, it's out there in the street. It's out in the public. People are out there. They're protesting their freaking guts out, their lungs out, their life out. They're saying, he will not divide us. The other night, I looked at some of the live stream, and they had a saved, like a 24-hour clip of what it looked like the first day that they were live streaming. Jaden was there for like a good 3 hours on his own, just standing in front of this camera like, he will not divide us, he will not divide us. He's jumping around and shit because he's, you know, trying to keep his energy alive because he's, you know, he's doing a protest. He's standing there. Him and Shia both stood there for 24 fucking hours. They stood there and they were saying, he will not divide us. They said it over and over again. Now, I admire the fucking effort. I admire the, oh man. I just admire that. Two guys that are willing to stand by something they believe in 24 hours, literally, standing on their feet for 24 fucking hours, no sleep, no nothing, and they're just standing there saying, he will not divide us. I think they must have did it in shifts because there was a while there in the evening where Shia was just standing there on his own saying, he will not divide us, he will not divide us, with a whole bunch of people. And then, you know, the whole day pretty much, Jaden was doing it, but then at night it was Shia. Now, that's cool if they're doing it in shifts, but they basically had no rest, man. They stood there for hours. Doesn't matter, even if it was 2 hours. Like, for me, if I was going to go out and do something like that and just stand there, I wouldn't be able to stand there for very long and just repeat the same word over and over again. Like, that would drive me fucking mad. That would drive me mad. Like, I don't know where these guys got the passion for it and where they got the energy for it, man, but props to them for that. Props to them for the energy, for the effort, for all that stuff. Right. What else? What else? What else? Now, I've been reading a fair bit of trending topics on the internet, and I actually read a bit about I don't know if many people here on this live stream, you know, I'm just talking about trending topics as well, so it's not just going to be all about this he will not divide us thing, you know, like, that's mainly what this is about, what this, you know, well, not what this whole podcast is about, but it's mainly what this episode is about, is he will not divide us. You know what, I find that because I've seen what Shia has been doing over the last few years, and it's very weird because Shia has been doing these weird things, like he did. Fuck is this? It's a podcast show, bro. Look at the title of the video, man. Got people in the comments like, what the fuck is this? It's a fucking podcast, man. I'm talking about the he will not divide us thing. But yeah, the things that Shia has been doing over the last couple years, it's very weird. Like, he did that whole, it was like an art expo. Like, he was in this room, and he had all these fucking implements on the table, and he was sitting down, and he had fucking pliers, a whip, all this weird shit on the table. And he was like asking people to like do shit to him because he felt sorry about something. Now that enough was, you know, a weird enough thing, and when I first saw this he will not divide us thing, my immediate and original reaction was a 4-year live stream against Trump. What the fuck? Like, that's just odd. It is odd, guys. You need to fucking see that it's odd. It's fucking odd, man. Like, to do a live stream that's gonna last 4 years SJW, never heard of it, Steve. Never heard of it. I'm just the first ever Baydzone right here. But yeah, the thing is, it's so fucking weird. My immediate reaction was, okay, this is weird. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Why is he doing a 4-year live stream? Then I read into it and it says, you know what? There's a 4-year protest against Trump. They're going to have a camera set up for 4 years while they invite passers-by, as they said in this article that I read, to say the words "He will not divide us." I checked out the live stream and I watched a good fucking 20-30 minutes of it of just these random people doing the whole "He will not divide us" thing. And, I was like, okay, well, this is interesting. It's just interesting to sit down and look at, random people in the street and just watch what they're doing. It's interesting, man. But also, it's fucking weird because they've got this camera up there for 4 years apparently, but I don't think it's going to last that long. Trump is definitely going to shut it down quicker than that. It's... I think Trump is definitely going to say, you know what, this is my country. We need to make America great again. This is not making America great again. And he's going to take it down. He's going to be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to take it down and I'm going to put a stop to it. That's what Trump's idea is going to be, because he's the president. He's going to see it as a stance against America. He's going to be like, this is why America's polluted, because fucking la la la, because nobody agrees with me. Trump's going to be a bitch about it. He is. He's going to be a bitch about it. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about Donald Trump. All I know is that he said, okay, we're going to build a wall and fucking keep the Mexicans out. And I don't agree with that. I think that's a whole lot of shit. They should definitely not have a wall built. And they shouldn't let, this whole bullshit go on where Mexicans have to be locked out of, America. That's crap, man. Why build a fucking wall and keep the fucking Mexicans out? I just see that as like a modern day Hitler type thing where, Hitler didn't like the Jews, man. You saw what fucking Hitler did to the fucking Jews. But I've already spoken about this. I've already spoken about the whole wall thing, and I've already covered that. But then there's that video. Then there's that video where that guy, he does those YouTube videos, fucking Twinkie Man. I love those remixes he does. He did these funny remixes where Trump was like, oh, my father gave me a small loan of $1 million. It has not been easy for me. And all this shit. I'm just like, Trump, do you know what it's like for regular people out in the world that don't have that so-called small loan of $1 million? Fuck, man. I don't even have $1 million. I don't have a fucking $1 million in my bank. Like, do you know how hard it is for people that are like regular, just normal, average people that don't really have a high income or a high paying job, where they're just, average, we're just living, just getting by, we're surviving. That is what it is. That is fucking difficult. And to hear someone say, you know what, a small loan of $1 million, it's a bit comical. It's comical for me, but it's fine. If Donald wants to fucking build the wall, fucking go for it. Build your fucking wall, man. But watch what the public do. Watch what the public do when you build that wall. Watch what the Mexicans do, man. It's going to cause a world war fucking, I don't know, 3, 4 fucking 50 million. That war is never going to end. It's going to be like a new war every minute, man. trust me, this world is just waiting for another war. I think this world wants another war. That's how fucked up this world is. Like, and it shouldn't be that way. I don't believe it should be. I don't want this world to be that way, but this world is full of conflict, and it's waiting for the moment. It's waiting for the moment for something like that to happen, so it will give them a reason to cause a World War fucking 3. It's gonna be... Man, it's gonna be fucking chaos if that happens. I think surely Trump has got to know that Mexicans and everybody would just flip out if he built a wall. Like, it'd be ridiculous. It would be absolutely fucking ridiculous, because it's just, that's a stance against another country and a race of people, man. Like, that is basically him saying, you know what, fuck off, blah 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 blah, all that sort of shit. It's not positive, and it's going to cause chaos. That's all I know about that. Getting on to other things. Shia LaBeouf, I think, is definitely a bit fucking... what's the word? He's interesting, to say the least. And that's just saying the least. He's interesting because he's a very different person. He's doing some very weird things. And I've heard a lot of things about Jaden Smith as well. Some of the weird things he's said in the past. I don't know if he's done a whole lot of weird things like Shia has, but I don't really expect Shia and Jaden to go back out there to where that live stream was, where that camera was, and I don't really expect them to do it again, or do it very much, because they've got lives, 4 years. It's not like they're going to be there every day for 4 years. They might go on the anniversary of when they set the live stream up and do like a special live stream. That is, if it even lasts that long. I don't think it will. I think it's going to last probably, I think, a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Then Donald might catch on and be like, wait a minute, there's a live stream protest against me? Take that fucking shit down. And then that'll probably be what happens. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I will